People talk about waiting for that perfect person to come along and make you happy in your life. Well, I think the perfect person is going to completely shock you. Stay tuned. We're going to talk about it. I'm Cristy Code Red, and you're listening to Rebel Weight Loss and Lifestyle, where we believe food holds the power to heal or poison, and we believe our society has been misled regarding proper nutrition and weight loss. You're in the right place if you're looking for some straight up truth, because I'm here to shed light on the lies and brainwashing that has taken place over the past 5 decades. Thanks so much for listening. Welcome back to another episode of Rebel Weight Loss and Lifestyle. I'm your host, Cristy Code Red, author, entrepreneur, retired professional boxer, and Carrie has come up with another great podcast for us today. I don't know where you come up with these ideas, sis, but you were talking to you used to have a VIP group. You don't anymore, but you were talking to them and you came up with this subject. And I said, oh, we got to do a podcast about you are who you've been waiting for.
Cristy, I'm inspired by a couple of things. First of all, for those of you that are joining us on YouTube, I'm inspired by my pigtails today. Now, I did not dress up to podcast today. Clearly, I need to wash the old hair, but I'm inspired by the sassiness of the podcast. And number two, I'm inspired by an influencer. I don't follow her any longer. She got a little bit off track for me. But one of the things that she said, and her name was Stephanie Chin, and she's out of Canada. She said, you are the magic that you've been waiting for. And here is what I've noticed, Cristy. Some people come to Code Red. Have you ever noticed this? Christy's gonna be like nodding her head, and she's gonna be like, you preaching to the choir. People come to Code Red and they get a home study program. Okay. That is a way to get your custom macros. It's a great way to go. They join the 10-pound takedown. They go ahead and get the stress support supplements. They go ahead and purchase the What's Eating You digital learning program. It's amazing. They get the What's Grieving You, the grief and loss and Code Red program. They go ahead and sign up for Ringside. They sign up for another 10-pound takedown. And by the way, let me just say, all these products are excellent. That's not the point. But sometimes the point is you need to know that you are the magic. Everything you need to be successful in Code Red, beyond the basics that we give you, it's all about you. You have what you need to be successful. And that's what I was trying to tell that VIP group the day I came up with this idea.
I think you've had a couple of rebels. Carrie was very much in touch with all her rebels, which is part of the reason why I shut down her program, because her rebels were getting in touch with her a little too much, and they were abusing that privilege. And they kept saying like this and this and this and well, I bought this and I bought that and I bought this and I bought that, but they didn't realize that they had everything they need inside them already. They had the knowledge. They had they had everything. They are the missing piece. They have everything they need already. And I know that on the movie Frozen, and I know I referenced the movie Frozen, the Disney movie Frozen. This is all before Disney got so woke and started putting out crap movies, but they put out decent movies, but they put out a Frozen series, Frozen 1, Frozen 2. I think they're making a Frozen 3. They're great movies. And when Elsa, the Queen Elsa, had her magic was going crazy and she was freezing everything, she didn't know how to undo the damage because she had frozen the whole fjord. She had frozen her whole town. People were dying. People were sick. I mean, like, her magic had gone wrong and it was starting to kill off the land and the people. And it was ruining everything. And she did not know how to reverse it. And when she realized that everything she needed to reverse this damage and to make it all better was already inside her, that's when she was able to bring everything back and reverse the magic, and everything was coming back. And I know that's a bit of a stretch, but it really is already inside of you. What you need is inside of you.
110%, Cristy. And I just can't even tell you how much I agree with this. And I feel like in society, this is sort of all apart. If we step back a little bit from this and we come just a couple steps back, how do we end up morbidly obese? How do we end up sick, fat, and nearly dead? To quote an amazing documentary, Sick, Fat, and Nearly Dead. How do we end up here? We ended up here because, number one, we want our cake and we eat it too. We don't want to make sacrifices. We want everything we want, and we don't want consequences. You're free to make the choice you want. You're not free from the consequences. And sometimes those consequences are morbid obesity. If it's drinking, it's liver failure. If it's drugs, it's you lose your teeth and you end up having heart failure. Countless stories from the ICU. But the other thing that we do is we want our cake and eat it too. And we also want the next best thing. We want the next best thing. Just the other day, I have a friend, I teach her mom at the gym classes, and she is a heavy gal, and she's recently lost a little bit of weight. And now it's all about Thrive. I mean, it's all about the shakes, the pills, the packets you add to your water. We've done podcasts on this. So this is not a new topic to any of our listeners. When Fin was out, Cristy, we had conversations. I remember when, before you started your whole bodybuilding journey, I was like, ooh, what about these? And you were like, Carrie, if you're doing everything right, that's the 1%. It was a pill. And I was like, we're always looking for the magic. We're looking for that thing that's going to make it easy. That little thing that, maybe it's Thrive. Maybe it's Shackley. Remember Shackley? Maybe it's Bobby's pills. Maybe it's green tea supplements. Maybe it's grapeseed extract. Maybe it's Mediterranean. Maybe it's keto. We're always looking and spending so much energy looking for the magic. And that's why some people who aren't ready to lose weight, Cristy, come into Code Red and buy every little thing. But the truth is, there is no magic outside of you and what you bring to the table. There's no pill, there's no shake, there's no supplement, even that we sell. Not this. You can be fat and take stress support every single day. You can have a weight problem and take Code Red vitamin D. Your vitamin D levels will be good, but you still have a weight problem. All those things, there's no magic outside of what you bring to the table as a human being in your weight loss journey.
People Magazine reached out to me, I think it was 2008. And, I had won the award of New York's best trainer, and I was featured in Allure Magazine, and it was great. And I trained Katie Couric and some big name celebrities. And so People Magazine caught wind of this, and Cristy, Code Red, what is the secret to weight loss? And they wanted me to do an article on the secret to weight loss. And I said, there ain't no secret. There is no secret. And because that's not what they wanted to hear, because that's not what sells magazines. What sells magazines is like what Carrie said, the next greatest thing. And I refused to cave in and come up with some gimmick just so I could get my name printed in People Magazine. I honored my brand. I honored my word. And I just said, no, there is no magic. It is showing up and doing the hard work. Now, Carrie and I do believe that there is a protocol that we think is best. We think it's best to get a good sleep score in the 80s at night and get at least 7 hours of sleep at night. We think it's best to drink at least a gallon of water a day. We think it's best to get on the scale every morning to be able to put to good, bad, or ugly. You got to face the consequences of whatever happened the day before. We think it's best, the proper human diet, to eat meat, vegetables, nuts, eggs, seeds, seafoods, and fat. We think it's best to stay away from sugar. We think it's best to monitor the 5 metabolic markers of health. So there is a protocol, there is a plan, but outside of that, you just keep buying more crap. That's not going to make your weight go any faster. You are the magic you've been waiting for. Everything you need is inside of you already.
Cristy, but let me ask you, if someone just said, so is the trick drinking a gallon of water a day? What would you say to them?
What would they ask me again?
So is the trick just drinking a gallon of water a day? What would you say?
I would say that's part of the trick, I guess.
But that's not the trick. It has to work in conjunction. The program has to work together. But just eating nuts, eggs, milk, if you can eat so many pistachios that you gain some weight, folks. Sure. So there is even the things that Cristy just mentioned, and some of you maybe that are new to this podcast are furiously writing them down. Even the components of the program aren't magic. It's just guidelines that Cristy has designed and set out to help you take your life back. But there isn't magic in any one of those things. So you can't sleep 8 hours a night and expect to lose 100 pounds by itself. You can't drink a gallon of water a day and also eat ho-hos and apple pies and Swedish fish and expect to lose 100 pounds. It's not just one component, right, Cristy? Like it's
right.
The magic doesn't lie in getting that email with your home study numbers in it and your macros. That's not the magic. It's not in the videos. I mean, those things are invaluable to teaching you the constructs of Code Red. But the constructs alone aren't enough to do it unless you show up. You have to show up. You show up without your spark bull crap. You show up without your Beachbody bull crap. You show up without your fin. I believe they only do phentermine now. You show up without any of that, your green tea, MAGA, burner, all this other crap that's out there, your thermogenics. You show up without any of that. You just show up and you do the program. You have everything you need to be successful. Cristy, how many people have just read your book and lost the weight? I mean, preach.
Yeah, there you go. I just got done doing a bodybuilding competition, and it's so apparent of the steroid abuse that takes place in the bodybuilding world with men and women. But let me tell you, it is not enough to undo Costco pizza. Even taking anabolic steroids, even D-bol, even clenbuterol, even Anavar, all the testosterone, the different stuff that these people take and abuse and take in large dosage, you still have to have the basics nailed. It's not going to undo the damage of you going on a bender. It's not going to undo the damage of Domino's Pizza and pigging out at Panera Bread and the never-ending pasta bowl at Olive Garden. It's not enough to do that. I think that people think, well, if I just take the steroids, I can blank. If I just go run every day like Cristy does with Hazel, then I'll look like Cristy. Oh my gosh. You know how much it took me to get to where I am? It was all the pieces coming together.
Oh, you ran every day with Annabelle before you ever started weightlifting.
And I was fat.
I mean, if you did that, I mean, it is not, and I find that a lot of people, because they don't believe that they have the magic, Cristy, they don't believe that it's inside them. They don't believe that they have the power, that they those people, I noticed, tend to cherry pick. When Cristy was first describing her weightlifting thing and she was talking about all the fun food she got to eat, I was like, woo, that sounds like fun. Then I was like, yeah, but I don't want to spend 3 hours in the gym. That's the part that people don't want to do. People don't want to do the hard work. People think that if I just get this video series from Larry and Carrie, maybe that'll do it. Or maybe if I just go to GNC and ask them, what do you have to help me with my weight? And I get some protein powder, that's going to be the ticket. None of it's a ticket. None of it's a ticket. None of it's magic. It really isn't. And I guess that's kind of sad in a way, Cristy. It's the truth. It's also sad. It's also the truth. It's also sad. It's a tough reality in our society, is that none of it is going to do it except for you. I am here to tell you that we have done talks on this. We've done podcasts on this. You have been through harder things than this. And you absolutely have it in you. Do you think I'm special? I am not special. I struggle with things just as much as the rest of you guys. Now, Cristy's a little bit different. Cristy, you can't raise your hand. Put your hand down. Put your hand down. I'm going to tell Jesus that you're lying on a podcast.
I struggle with something.
Cristy Lynn, whatever. You struggle, maybe. You might stir. No, I believe your struggle is real. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying you're not like the rest of us.
Sure. I hear you.
You can't be like, oh, I'm just like Betty down the road sitting at Applebee's eating the 2 for $2. No, you don't get to. No, you don't get
2 for $2. What kind of a deal is that?
For 20. I don't know. I'm eating both of them. Yes, I'll have the steak and the chicken. And who will be joining you? No, just me. If you ain't been Betty doing that, then Cristy, I don't want to hear it. Okay.
I hear you.
But Cristy, I can say that because I have. Here's the deal. And I am not special. The people that have lost weight on Code Red, Abby Acuff, I think Abby's a wonderful person, but she's not any different than you and me. She's not special. Coach Nancy Bond. How much did Nancy lose, Cristy? And cured herself
65 pounds. 65
pounds, cured herself of diabetes. Is Nancy special? Yeah, she's amazing, but she's no different than you and me. She really isn't. And I think that that's the part you have to keep in mind, is that we're not special. We're not different. We just realized that what we needed to get this program done was deep inside of us, down in your gut, where that place is when somebody threatens your kids. That place is when you've had enough of somebody's abuse and you decide enough is enough and you put your toe in the sand and you draw a line. That same place where you were embarrassed because you had to ask for the seatbelt extender. That spot, that's where this is. It's in that same pit, gut, heart, whatever part of these central organs you want to pick. I don't care. Pick an organ. I don't care. That's where this is. Lacey lost over 200 pounds and was an alcoholic when she started Code Red. That place where she came from, you all have that in you. Lacey is not different than any of the rest of you listening to me right now.
You know, all of my VIP programs come with a home study program. You can check that out at coderedlifestyle.com/VIP, and you'll get your customized numbers. That's calories, macros, water, goal weight, everything. Plus you get tutorials, an instructional video, an instructional manual, and then you get an onboarding meeting with me. And I do an onboarding meeting every Sunday night. And I noticed, Carrie, that there was somebody that I had written a custom program for, and they showed up to the onboarding meeting. And when I saw their face, this is going to sound a little strange when I say this, but my heart was sad, not because to see them, but because I knew that they had bought every single Code Red product for the last 5-6 years. And this is just another one of their attempts. And I'm not saying that we all go around the mountain over and over. The problem is she keeps buying everything Code Red sells in an attempt to take care of the root cause. And it's just covering up. It's just covering up the problem. The root cause is you are still keeping Oreos in your cupboard. You are still doing Margarita Mondays. You're still going out to Golden Corral after church. You're not getting to the root cause. So it doesn't matter how many digital learning series or how many custom programs or how many VIP. It doesn't matter how many times. It doesn't matter. You're not getting to the root cause.
I was just going to say that. Don't buy what's eating you when you have Oreos in your cupboard. It's your own dang fault. It's my fault if I let that happen in my house. And it's Cristy's fault. Okay, we can't use Cristy as an example. No, I'm teasing. It's Cristy's fault if she does it in her house. Do you not think that I would eat an entire bowl of M&Ms if they were sitting right here, right now? Yes, I would. And so would Cristy, maybe.
Yeah,
maybe.
I'm a proximity eater. Carrie,
Yeah,
I went out to eat with Mom and Brian, and that in Mexican, which is I think my favorite, that basket of chips. Ooh, and I got some long arms too. I got a 72-inch reach. You got to push the chips way far away from me to get them.
People that have accomplished great things, regular everyday people like me. Okay, Cristy, you can't be in there anymore. Sorry.
Okay.
You're not an everyday person. Can I get a whoop whoop from the Code Red audience here? Yeah, Cristy, you don't count anymore. Okay. Those of you that have accomplished great things, everyday regular people, let me give you an example. You're always shocked that you could do it. Okay, here's an example. Here's not a weight related example. A lot of people that follow me on social media and that were, in the Code Red community know that I teach my silver sneakers exercise class, although anybody from any ability can come to class. Yeah. So please, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday at 9 a.m. in Hardinsburg, Kentucky. Okay. Please feel free to come. So these ladies, when I first started teaching them, as Cristy is well aware, I was very nervous. I've done a lot of teaching, but never done exercise teaching. Like I have a master's degree in nursing education. However, I don't think any of these people need to know about what the pancreas does or how to write a care plan. So I do not think ventilator settings are what we need to talk about with them. So I walk into the class. Cristy encourages me. She just pumps me up, makes me realize I can do it. I get into the class and they are doing chair yoga. I kid you not, like sitting in a chair and touching their toes and then sitting in the chair and reaching up high and low. And I am like, what? I mean, after that first class, I told Cristy, like, I do not know what to do. And she's like, you have to push them. They can do great things if you will challenge them. And so I challenged them. Did I lose a few? Yes. A lot of were really angry. They went back to their old yoga instructor, who is a friend of mine. That's no problem. They can do, that's fine, and they left the gym. But the ones that stuck with me, Cristy, fast forward a year, because I believe it's been over a year now that I've been teaching. Do you know that these ladies are doing not burpees, but a modified burpee type exercise? They're getting on the ground and up. Y'all don't, that might not seem like a big deal to you guys, but I'm talking, these ladies hadn't been on the floor in 20 years because they couldn't get back up. And because Cristy encouraged me, I thought I can do great things. She's been teaching me. I've had another mentor teaching me. Her name is Terry. You guys have been helping me along. I have a group of ladies that now are doing with the barbells, bringing it up to their chest and pressing it overhead. There's probably a word for that. What's that called?
You're cleaning it.
Yeah. Whatever that is.
It's
yeah, obviously not certified instructor here. Okay, but they're doing that, Cristy. These are ladies that were sitting in a chair a year ago. So you can do great things. Are these ladies from Hardinsburg, Kentucky, any different than anybody else? No, they're wonderful, but they're not special. They're not extraordinary people with like a weird amount of muscle mass or a lot of motivation. No, they're everyday people, but I've watched them transform their bodies and their muscles in a very positive way because they realized it was inside of them. Somehow they think I'm doing it. No, they're doing the hard work. I'm not over there lifting those weights. So that's an example from everyday life. You have it inside of you. You are who you've been waiting for. You are who you've been waiting for. Yeah, we want you to buy Code Red product. Cristy's got to keep the lights on. We want that. Yeah. And if we have something that can help you, that's great. But Cristy, all the magic that everyone needs to take their life back is inside of them. I truly believe that.
I was on a podcast here a couple of days ago. It was a business podcast. And the question was, how do you make it big or something like, how did you grow from food stamps to 10 million in less than in three and a half years? And I said, it started with somebody else believing in me. It was started with my business coach coming along or a lady coming along who did really well in the program and says, hey, I'm a business coach and you have a multi-million-dollar company here. And I said, oh, really? So I borrowed her belief. And I thought that was incredible. So you might have to borrow our belief. You might have to look at, we've been posting a before and after picture, a transformation picture every single day on social media for 7 years without skipping a day, 7 years. And so you can see there's plenty of proof. Undeniable proof. That's how you do anything. You got to have undeniable proof. So you might have to borrow the belief from the undeniable proof that you see on social media before and after picture. If you go into the Code Red Revolution book, you'll see that there are tons of stories from rebels just like you. You might need to borrow their belief because you can read the story about them and see what happened to them. But you've got to know that it's in you. It really is in you. Once I've taught you how to do it, it's up to you. Cause I cannot sleep on your couch and slap the food out of your hand when you come down at 11:30 at night to binge eat on the Tillamook cheese block. And so you're going to have to, it's going to be you and you at that point.
I love that. I love that. Borrow the belief. And so if you are listening to us right now and you are wanting to take your life back, or you've been fiddle farting, you've been lollygagging, you've been Jimmy jacking around. I don't know if that's a good one to use.
Jimmy jack.
Can somebody take that out of the podcast? Jimmy, I know it sounds kind of nasty. Lollygag, fiddle fart. What's the other one?
Him haw.
Him haw. Yeah. If you've been doing any of those things with with Cristy's program, it is time. It is time to borrow Cristy's belief, borrow my belief in you. We know that you can do it. There's no question in my mind whether you have the ability, and the science backs up the program. The program will work. It's not like you're taking a chance like these weight loss shots. Do you know there are shots that people are giving themselves now? They're wildly popular. They make you incredibly nauseated. And that's why you don't eat as much. I mean, there's other science behind it, but that's one of the reasons why people lose the weight. So you're going to give yourself a pro-nausea shot so you don't shove too much food in your pie hole. Or you can get on Facebook and join our next 10-pound takedown challenge and figure out for a minimal amount of money how not to give yourself pharmaceuticals so you don't shove food in your pie hole. Yeah. Let's quit putting a Band-Aid on the problem. Let's call it what it is. Let's quit putting a Band-Aid on a flat tire. Those medications, all they are is a Band-Aid for a flat tire. That's it. If you don't address the heart of the problem. I've been looking at considering some cosmetic surgery lately of a part of my body that I'm unhappy with. Now I've had my weight off for a while. I've gone to the gym. I've been having trouble. Cristy knows about this. We've been talking about it. But I see a lot of before and afters where people are going to the cosmetic surgeon really heavy and letting them cut out and suck out the fat and all that. That's great. I'm not judging if those people want to do it, but it doesn't actually address the problem. The problem is that you had excess fat on your skin because we're eating too much. That's, I mean, on our bodies, that's what weight is. It's stored energy. That's all it is. It's stored energy. It's no more than that. So the stored energy is there. So you had the doctor suck and cut out the stored energy, but you still haven't addressed the problem of why you had stored energy there to begin with. That is my beef with that. I was like, oh my gosh, like I want to be, if I'm going to have this procedure done, Cristy, I want to come in as light as possible. So I've addressed the stored energy problem before I address the cosmetic problem left over from losing a lot of weight. You have to look at what your stored energy is address that first before you move on to any of it. It just amazes me the stuff that's out there these days.
Yeah, 100%. You got to nail the basics. You got to adhere to the rules of the program. And you really do have it in you to be able to do this. And we've got a support system built in. We've got the VIP program where I'm with you and I come around you and I hold you up and I send you 3 messages a day and we meet and you turn in your weight to me. If you don't want to do the VIP program, you can do just a home study program, which they're the same price. So I don't know why you wouldn't do a VIP program. You get your customized numbers. And that way you eat according to the amount that is right for you. If you don't want to invest that much, we have Code Red Ringside where you have first dibs at all of our offers and promos. You can win prizes and we come live to you 3 times a week to support you. It's about support. And we reinforce the rules. We reinforce, like, we know you get up, you walk to the bathroom, you go potty, you strip down naked and you weigh yourself. And then you turn and grab your bottle of water. We have our 3 core foundational beliefs of Code Red that will never change. You drink the same amount of water every day for the rest of your life. You get on the scale every day, no matter what. And you never allow sugar in your house, no matter what, because we're all recovering sugar addicts. And so we'll address those. But where the rubber meets the road is going to be you showing up for you. Because ain't nobody showing up for you but you. I know that your partner loves you and your kids love you, but everybody's kind of out for themselves. And you have what it takes. You can lean on us for support. But when nobody's around, when the house is empty and it's quiet and everybody's in bed, what are you going to do? Are you going to go to bed? Or are you going to go back into that kitchen? Are you going to make yourself some hot tea for the last couple of hours of the evening? Are you going to get your blue light blocking glasses on and you're going to set up good sleep? Because these are the things that we've taught you. You know it. You have the knowledge. Do you have the discipline in place? Do you have the boundaries set in place? Do you have what it takes? Yes, you do. It's just a matter of you knowing it and digging your heels in and saying, I'm so sick and tired of being fat and I want a new life.
And you do. You have to get Carrie from New York, VIP. She was a VIP. She said, I'm sick of my own bull crap. You have to get sick of your own bull crap. And I like the way you said that, Cristy, about support. The products are great. I know I've bashed I'm not bashing the products. I'm just letting you know that the products alone won't do it. But if you are grieving and having trouble with eating and grieving, we can help you. If you don't know why you're triggered, like you just get into a certain situation, all of a sudden you have this urge to eat, we can help you figure out what those things are. If you need to know what your macronutrients are, that is where it comes to a home study. So we have tools to help you, but you got to dig down deep and you have to decide that this is your time. And you look in the mirror and you say, I am the magic I am waiting for. I have everything I need to do this program successfully. I am the magic. It's not a pill. It's not a shake. It's not a meeting. It's not a booklet. It's not a point system. It's not a drug you put in your belly. It's not a surgery where you cut up your stomach. None of that is really the cure. The cure is you, and you have what you need to be successful inside you already right now. You don't need to get it. It's already there.
We hope you've enjoyed this episode of Rebel Weight Loss and Lifestyle. What an excellent one that is good for every single one of us to remember, no matter what stage we are in our lives. You guys, we love you. We're here for you. Check out our programs. We've got one to fit your need, and we'll see you on the next episode. Thank you, everybody. Hey, I'm Cristy Code Red, and thank you for listening to Rebel Weight Loss and Lifestyle. If you want to stay connected to other rebels like you, join us in our private network. Our Code Red app is a one-stop shop, free from ads, algorithms, and censorship, and a place where you can see, listen, and watch everything Code Red. You'll be encouraged, motivated, and fired up to stay on track with your healthy lifestyle. Get recipe ideas, tips, tricks, and help from coaches, mentors, and other rebels. You can also purchase products, programs, and coaching all right there in one place. And if you have any trouble navigating the app, we're right there to help you. Go to coderedlifestyle.com/APP to join for free. And I'll see you on the next episode of Rebel Weight Loss and Lifestyle.